some questions to ask you. Why does it seem like you always kind of minimize yourself in rooms and just don't always pick the best people to communicate with? Like, why do you find yourself doing that a lot? I got a lot of questions to ask you, but like, however long you have to talk is however long you have to talk. However long we have is however long we have. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I just want to beat the living shit out of you, and I know that's not appropriate to do, but at the same time, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, sheesh, they keep asking you, and I keep asking you, but nobody ever answers. So I just figured, well, we got the time and the energy too. Why the fuck not just yeah, why minimize yourself in rooms and also choose the most toxic greater challenge like you in the weight room? Like, no, you out in the community and you get the choice to either socialize with people or choose not to socialize with people. And with the array of options, you can choose people that are actually peaceful and calm to be around. But for some reason, you choose the person to throw the Molotov inside the party and then go inside like they don't know that the fire just done started. So, why is that? Just wondering, asking for a friend and for their friends as well because they don't want to invite you places knowing that you're just off the rails and just always going for the most destructive person. And I just want to know why. Like, do you have do you have a deep-seated need to be a hero, but you can't be a hero to anybody else aside from yourself? I'm just saying. Well, that's okay. So, hmm, that's a good question. I think it's because most of existence is boring, and well, we all assume that there's just only humans that walk this earth. But for as many eyes that I've seen into, for as many souls as I've looked into, for as many things as I've met, I get bored of humans, I guess is just the easiest way to say it. And sometimes the devil's in the details and you didn't ask them enough questions. And I don't know, I've always felt things a little bit differently. I grew up in a very high moving pace environment. Like, I guess in the sense I grew up in a work environment because you just always have to adapt. You always got to be ready. So I think I go for the crazy because somebody needs to handle crazy. I'm crazy, so I only find people that match me. And even though I can idle myself low enough to be around just about anybody and everybody, it doesn't necessarily mean I enjoy doing it. It's just when you have to socialize in society, around society, with society, it's best not to always be a threat to society because I am man, I am human, I can do a lot of things that most humans can do, but with the expectations of what I don't know, people have put whatever they wanted on me, and I figure, well, who told you to? I am not here to fulfill anybody's expectations aside from mine, and I always think what's going on in my mind. I don't really know, but I'm just gonna have fun until the time is done. And I don't know when the time's gonna come, so I just figured, well, time goes faster when you're having fun, and most of you guys make me feel numb, so I go for crazy because that's me. And yeah, we might not be the same type of crazy, but I didn't know until they started to speak. I just fucked around and found out, and sometimes it's dangerous and sometimes it's exciting. I didn't know until I started, and yeah, I might have started the fire. Or it was always burning since the world was turning. I didn't start the fire, but they're going to blame me because I'm just as insane as those that did it forever ago. I didn't start the fire. I'm just trying to enjoy the warmth of it. And sometimes people applaud me, and sometimes people smite me. I went for the crazy because in a room full of different people, it's the crazies that seem to be the most like me. Just for me to run away and scream sometimes too. But is it out of enjoyment or is it out of fear? Well, people are watching. Ah. Well, wasn't that a little bit cryptic? Another question. Why is it when you are out in the community, it seems as if you're wearing headphones, your eyes are looking down and shifting, your head's always bobbing around and moving? Like, what are you, autistic, ADHD, something wrong with you mentally? I'm confused. Like, why don't you just fucking act normal? It's act like everybody else. There's so many. examples for you to be normal, and you're just doing too much. I feel as if you're starting to make the other people in the community worry about your mental and or physical health just because it's not what normal people do. What's wrong with you? I just we've had multiple questions for weeks and months and years, and we've been waiting to catch up to you and ask you, but your fucking ass runs too damn much, and you're fucking moving around as well as you're elusive as fuck. You be giving us some vague answers, so now I got you in this damn room, and you can't go nowhere. I don't get this one answered as well as the first one, and maybe if I'm lucky, I can squeeze a third one at your ass. But like, the fuck is wrong with you out in the community, moving your fucking head around like you some mentally disabled person, or you got some poo-tang at home waiting for you, or you happy or something. Are you on drugs, and how often are you on drugs? It has to be either you're mentally disabled or you drugged up, or you got some good snoo at home. It's got to be one of the big three. I'm just asking because they be asking me, and I'm the answer man, and you know the answers, but I'm here to ask you so I can figure out the answers from you, so I can tell them, so I can continue being the answer man that I am. I'm just saying, what the fuck is wrong with you? Well, most would say I have a staring problem, but I'd say they have a speaking problem just because, like, don't get me wrong, I do stare at places, I do stare at things, I do stare at people, not always, not intentionally, I don't mean to, but when I do stare off into spaces, sometimes, like, there wasn't a human there, and then the human pops up, and then I'm literally still off in my line in my world, so, like, maybe I looked at them for a couple seconds, maybe I was staring for a minute, maybe I was staring a little bit longer than I never intended to, but, like, when I first looked over there, I wasn't looking where humans were, and then human popped up, and now, like I said, I might have been gone for a minute, and now I'm getting, like, weird faces at me, and it's just, like, it's a good thing I kept my hands and feet to myself, because that means, technically speaking, I didn't do anything wrong. That means people should leave me alone, right? Right? I'm just kidding. Nobody gives a fuck. So I just try my best not to make any eye contact or body contact or even look in the vicinity of humans. So I figured, the ground, if I'm looking at your shoes, maybe you might think I'm a lesser form being, or because I don't make any eye contact, maybe I'm weak-minded or something like that. But at the same time, you're not ever going to confuse me for staring at you and marvelizing your beauty and then trying to stalk you later on. And you're not also going to accuse me of doing anything else, because if I don't see anything appealing about you, like, I don't know, I like shoes, but at the same time, it's not like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm really here just because I want to. I'm not a feet fucker, is what essentially I'm saying. But at the same time, people feel less threatened if you look down at them than if you make eye contact with them, as well as if you look over them. Because even if you're looking in their vicinity, for some people, for some reason, they have issues with people looking at them. It can stem from the childhood. Like, I know it's a them problem, but they're going to try and make it a me problem. And I don't really have many problems aside from socializing with people. So I figure if I limit how many people I socialize with, then that, technically speaking, means I cut down a lot of my problems. So it's like, even though I'm easy to communicate with and I can communicate for a long fucking time, it's just like, well, who's going to be most likely to have an issue, me or you? Lowly likely to be me, just for the fact that I am aware that everybody's different. We all communicate differently. And for the fact that I realize that we can agree to disagree and still be cordial to each other. We can even be friends. Hell, we can even be fuck buddies. But at the same time, some people don't even agree that we can't agree to disagree. And it's just like, wait a second. You think it's an end all be all? Like, I have to follow your pathway, or I might as well get slaughtered? Well, thank you for your time and energy. Actually, never mind. I retract that earlier statement. Leave me the fuck alone. I am glad that you told me this early, because if I would have known you for 3 months, 6 years, 10 days, either way, time has been wasted and I can't get that shit back. Thank you for letting me know right off the bat, because I ain't ever gonna come back. I'm just saying, I'm weird because when you're simple and you're easy, everybody loves you. But when you're complicated, well, only the strong love you, and only the strong can survive. And it's just like, well, which one am I? Am I weird? Am I creepy? Am I weak? Am I this? Am I that? Well, really, I am whatever I think I am, and you guys will always come up with your own answers of me, and it's just like, did you guys take the time and energy to question me, or are you just going to assume and make an ass out of you and me? And you could be correct, but did you check your work before you submitted it, or are you just assuming on some bullshit? I'm just saying, so long as I can breathe, I can explain myself, I really can, but do you have the time and energy as well as the mental elasticity to be able to grasp these concepts that I'm giving you? And if you can't, well, go back to the little kid's table, where you'll never find me. Even when I was like a little kid, I wasn't sitting there, always hiding. But it's in plain sight, but they can't still see.